Hey everybody, my name is Nemo, and look at this, we got some new decks, but as I go through this deck and show you a little bit about what the cards are, I'm not going to be speaking about it, because I wanted to talk about the YouTube update that apparently came through yesterday. Apparently there's yet another update that makes life harder for us on YouTube. So there's a new update which apparently changed up the comment section, and I don't know what they did, but it looks horrendous and it looks pretty awful. And not only that, let me just move my cursor out of the way here in case you want to read. Not only that, but I apparently can't reply to comments on my own videos. Like, what the hell is going on there? I really hope that they fix that, because that is just awful. I love Flickerwiz, by the way. That is awful. Man, I hope they turn back what they did this time, or just improve it at least, or hopefully that's just a temporary thing that, or an error, or something. I don't know. I hope it's not intended that I can't reply to comments on my own videos, because that's one of the things that is so awesome about YouTube, is the ability for people who make videos to interact with their audience and actually talk to you guys. I mean, if they strip that away, that's a big thing of what YouTube is about, in my view at least. So wow, I really don't like that they changed that. But yeah, anyways, so these are the cards I'm now running here. This guy, I'm not sure about Dust Elemental yet. I'm gonna be doing a lot of testing on it, but I played like 2 games earlier and I didn't really like it all that much, but it is a huge guy, and it has a lot of upside in this deck, but it can be difficult to get him to work. He's really good against mass removal though, by the way. So all kinds of cards here. You'll notice I'm not running a lot of the expensive stuff. Let me have this up a little bit longer. I like Flickerwiz a bit better than this one, but they're both pretty good. Healer of the Pride could be good in this deck. I don't know yet. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in this new update, and you know what? Actually, the latest few updates, they've always been pretty bad. They haven't really been improving the experience for me, at least. I'm really not liking them. And also the thing that you have to, they really want us to sign in with our actual identities and stuff like that. So they basically, I could see that they would want me to change maybe in the future to where my channel is gonna be my real name instead of just Nemo's channel. Like, that would be ridiculous as well. And they keep asking me to change my name as well every time I try to post something or whatever. I hate it. I really don't like it. But anyways, that's enough complaining about YouTube. Hopefully this trend stops eventually, and we get to enjoy YouTube for what it is rather than what Google is trying to make it. But let's get into a game here and see how this deck can do. Alright, so we are in the game and we have 2 land here. And we also have a Soul Warden, a Skyfisher, a Pacifism, a Light from Within, and a Kafar's Crusade. I do have the Pacifism. There's not a lot of removal in this deck. I think I'll keep this hand and hope to draw some land with it. And some dudes as well. Yes, I am. There you go, and being recorded right now, Doom Switch, or is it Doom's Witch? I am unsure. So, I could play the Corpse Fisher here, which is a 2-cost, flying, 2/3, and when it enters the battlefield, return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. But I'd rather get some more value out of that later on, which would be nice. Alright, so let's see if we can survive this onslaught from his 2/1 Gravecrawler here. And he passes the turn. I did draw a land, and I drew another land, that's nice. So I may as well attack here, because I don't plan on blocking him. So the idea of this deck is basically to get some dudes that return stuff to your hand and couple them with guys that have enter play abilities. So anything that enters the battlefield and does something, that is gonna be useful because I can return it with stuff like Core Skyfisher and use our ability again. And couple that with something like Soul Warden, which gains me a life every time I do it. Which is not that bad. It helps me survive aggro at least. So here we have something that does something. When it enters the battlefield, the Captain of the Watch, it's a 6-cost 3/3 with Vigilance. Other soldier creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Vigilance. And when it enters the battlefield, put 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. Right now, I'm just going to play a Light from Within, which is going to make my Soul Warden a 2/2. And I'm going to pass the turn because I'd rather keep his guy from attacking than deal him 2. So what this does is it's a 4-cost enchantment. Each creature you control gets +1/+1 for each white mana symbol in its mana cost. This is 1 white mana symbol, so it's now a 2/2. He has 2 of those guys. That's pretty good for him. At least I gain a life from him playing it. But yeah, really nice cards for him. And now I wish I attacked, I guess. Now I'm taking 7, and I can't really do much about it. So I've got Restoration Angel here. Yeah, I like that. He can return these guys to the battlefield later on, since he has 2 of them. That is not good for me. But yeah, I'm gonna hope that Restoration Angel does something useful for me and just pass the turn. I was planning on pacifying, but I think Restoration Angel is more useful to me. Because maybe I can surprise kill one of them and at least make him spend the turn to get it back. So he's at 5 mana here. He could have a removal spell ready. Hopefully not. We're gonna play the Restoration Angel and see what happens. So yeah, I'll exile this guy and have it return to the battlefield. I gain a life. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna block here, and I guess I take the 7. Yeah, I guess I take the 7 here. And now he has to spend the next turn getting that guy back. Alright, Consuming Vapors is pretty good for him. So yeah, the Soul Warden, I guess. If I could play Captain of the Watch next turn with a land, I would have been happy, but that is unfortunately impossible. So next turn he's going to make me sacrifice this, so I think I just have to pacify 2 guys here just to survive. Or I could play Core Skyfishers to return this guy to my hand, but then he makes me sacrifice this and he attacks me for at least 6. So no, that is actually not an option. I have to pacify 2 dudes. So I only take 3 next turn. So I guess when I play this I could return Light from Within to my hand. Or if I don't draw a land I could return the land to my hand and just play that out again. Consuming Vapors is always such a beating. Yep, sacrificed. And he gains the life here. I don't know what to think about this deck yet. I think the lack of removal is a big beating. As you can see, I had to play out 2 pacifisms on these pretty early creatures just to survive, and those are the only pacifisms the deck actually has. So yeah. Luckily I drew Lone Missionary. That is quite good for me, in fact, here. Because it's gaining me 4 life when it enters the battlefield, and now I can return it to my hand with Core Skyfisher and gain 3 life again later on, and now I have a 3/4 on the battlefield. So that's not bad. But I would want to start drawing some lands so I can eventually play the Captain of the Watch. That would be nice. And I'm thinking he may have like a Grave Titan or some 6-cost guy in his deck that he's going to be able to use later on. Alright, so he makes me sacrifice this, and he probably sacks the Gravecrawler so he can replay it. Yep, there we go. So that's not good. Man, I really wish I had something like Kai Standard Monk in the deck right now. Destroyer Monk would have been bad. Would have been good. Would have been so good it's bad. So I don't think there's any way to survive. This wouldn't obviously wouldn't do anything. It's an enchantment, 5 cost. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So the only thing I can really do is play this guy, go up to 7, but then I'm still dead either way. So we're gonna pass the turn and see him end me. And we're probably gonna do a rematch afterward. So it's a little bit unfortunate that I never got the lands to play Captain of the Watch. We're just gonna skip blocking here because we can all do math and we all know it's not gonna end up well for me. Alright, rematch time. Let's see if the deck can do a little bit better this time. I'm guessing he's gonna be playing the same deck as well. And I only have 1 land and 2 6-drops in hand. No thanks. 4 lands in hand, 2 Lone Missionaries, an Archon of Redemption. I guess I gotta keep this. Not extremely thrilled about it. But hey, I can survive quite a while with this hand. These are both gonna gain me 4 life. So, nope, he switched over to that deck, to the blue deck. That is not good for me either. I actually think that's a pretty bad matchup. Oh, Oblation is good to use on one of his illusions. So here's another removal spell. We actually only have, as far as removal goes, there's only 2 pacifisms and this thing, Oblation. It's a 3-cost instant. The owner of target non-land permanent shuffles it into her library and then draws 2 cards. Yeah. That's not amazing, is it? I can use that to get rid of his Lord, but he will draw 2 cards for it. But I guess I have to, so he gets to draw 2 cards. Not happy about that. I'm guessing he'll play another Lord because he has 7 cards in hand now. What are the odds that he doesn't have one? Not that big, so I'm not gonna stay back and try and block his guy, which is gonna become a 3/3 anyway. And then I won't want to block it. I may as well just attack now. If he doesn't play a Lord here, then maybe I stay back afterward, but maybe not, because that doesn't really tell me much. Even if he had a Lord in hand, it still makes sense to play that first. So yeah. Oblation is a good card if you're using it to draw cards yourself. If one of your own cards is pacified or something and you're using it to draw cards, that is pretty nice, but if it's coupled with 2 pacifisms as the only removal in the deck, then it's not too good. I could have stayed back and tried to double block this dude, but I would lose both my guys in trade for his one guy if it does become a 3/3. But yeah, if he doesn't play a Lord, I'm more happy, of course. Although I am taking 4 damage here, but I do have a 3/4, which can at least keep blocking his 3/4. So that's something, I suppose. Wow, through the 3rd Lone Missionary. Those are all the Lone Missionaries in the deck, ladies and gentlemen. Force of Will. Force of Will. Yeah, that is beating. I mean, I'm gonna be happy if I draw. What would I even want to draw? Duplicant would be nice. Duplicant would be nice. If I draw Duplicant, I would be happy, so. Because he uses Force of Will, but maybe he has a counterspell now as well. And I'm taking a lot of damage, so. Okay, well I'm at 6 mana and I have Lone Missionary and a Restoration Angel. Hopefully he counterspells this guy if he's going to counterspell something. He does not. Well, I can at least gain a lot more life from these. So that's something. I guess I may as well attack here. There's not that much point in staying back and eventually just dying to flyers. May as well try and deal some damage myself. And at least force him to counterspell this on his turn. He's going to image one of his own guys. I would guess it's the 4/4. No, it's the 3/4. Alright. So we're gonna play a Restoration Angel here and restore one of these, gain 4 more life and have it be able to block. Sweet. Alright. I could of course just block like so and block like so. Rather than block here and double block like so. I think this is slightly better, perhaps. Oh, he has to go. Ah, jeez. That is unfortunate. Alright, so I can't really do much here. Let's play this guy out. May as well just play this game out. Bestower of Boons. Is that a new title? I didn't even know there were new titles with this deck back. Is it a new title? Why does he attack here? That's weird, Chase. You're being weird. Alright. Land. Not the greatest of draws. I can't attack. So yeah. I mean, as long as Chase is just gonna be drawing lands, then there's no problem here. I am happy in that case. I can only deal him 7 damage right now. Oh! Yeah, that is good. That is good. Does he have anything that makes him spend 1 extra mana to cast my thing? No. Alright, let's just get it out there then. Alright, not a counterspell. So, Captain of the Watch. I think we went over this guy already, but I'm not sure actually. It's a 6 cost 3/3 with Vigilance, other soldier creature tokens. Get +1/+1 and have Vigilance. When enters the battlefield, put 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens with Vigilance onto the battlefield. So, right now, I've got this guy is now a 2/2 instead of a 1/1. So now I can deal him, I think, 8 because he blocks here. I deal him 4, 6, 8. Right. If he doesn't block this guy, he takes 1 more damage. So he takes 9. I think it's worth it to start attacking though. Just to deal him that bit of damage. Because then it's going to be hard for him to come back. So yeah, he can just block something else than this. And, ooh, make that guy a 0/1. So he deal less damage. But he's still going down to 5, which is not good for him, obviously. And the Phantasmal Image is going to clone my captain. Ooh, that is painful. Alright, alright. And he can deal me 10 damage here. So that next turn I am in trouble. But he doesn't. He doesn't actually bring all his flyers. How strange. Alright, so if I attack with everything here, how does he block? He would block 1 here, 1 there, and then he's going to block there, there. So I deal him 4. Really? I deal him 4? Really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I would deal him 4 and then just die. Alright, let's not attack with everything. Instead, let's pass the turn. That is unfortunate. Lord of the Unreal is going to make this guy bigger. And these flyers as well, so that I can't even block them favorably. Oh. I can take... I can't take 9. I gotta block. Now I take 6. I take 8 like that, and then he's got 3 blockers. I've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What the crap are you doing, computer? Crap are you doing indeed? None of this has first strike. Oh, it has Vigilance. He's got 5 blockers now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, ooh. So I can't kill him anyways, but oh well, I would have been dead next turn anyways, so. Yeah, it's the Vigilance, of course, on his dudes that allowed him to make that move. I was already confused. I was like, what the crap is the computer doing? He would die if he does this, but that's not the case because his dudes had Vigilance. So Vigilance is a nice ability, of course. It's often overlooked, but it is a powerful ability. Allowing you to, if you have a huge dude with Vigilance, you can attack and you can block. Always nice. So, let's get another game with this deck. See if we can win that one. Alright, let's see if we can do a little bit better this time. We only have 2 lands here. If I get this, then I get my 5th land at least. That would be nice, but I think we can do better than this. Well, gee. What is with the 2 land hands with this deck? Wow. Yeah, I don't think I can get much better with a 5 card hand, but this is not good. This is not a good hand. Alright, so we've got Court Street Denizen here, free cost 2/2. Whenever another white creature enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature an opponent controls. Unfortunately, it doesn't tap on his turn. We've got Flick-O-Wisp here, free cost, 3/1 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent, and it returns to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And we have Solomon's Simulacrum, which is pretty cool. 4 cost 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, I may search my library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle my library, and when it dies, I can draw a card. So if I return that, I get to get another land and stuff, so that's always nice. So I don't want to play Flick-O-Wisp. The best I can do with Flick-O-Wisp, I think, is wait until this guy is a bit bigger, and then just, you know, target this with Flick-O-Wisp so that it becomes a 1/1 again. Not much I can do with Court Street Denizen either, so I'm just gonna play the Soul Warden. Why not? Start gaining some life. It seems to be the best play here. I mean, I can block the 2/1 with it, that would also be good. So he may want to keep that back now, and I'm gaining life. So, from dudes entering play, so that's always nice. So can I gain more than 2 life a turn with Soul Warden? Because that's what it would be worth it. I think the fact that he's attacking tells me that maybe that's the case, but I do want to block still. I'm just gonna block it because you never know. This is saving me at least 2 life a turn, and later on I may only gain like 1 life per turn from that thing. So now we're gonna play the Solemn Simulacrum, get ourselves an extra land. Hopefully we start drawing some 6-drops now that this has happened, because I'm gonna have the 6 mana. And I don't want to chump block it, I would rather just trade it for something like that Fragrant Valiant. I guess I shouldn't have blocked with Soul Warden then, because it's such a good trade, trading this guy for Fragrant Valiant. I guess you should have kept that in mind as well. Right, so now this dude is a 4/4, and maybe big enough that I want to get rid of it, or turn it back into a 1/1. But I think maybe waiting 1 more turn to do that would also not be terrible. This guy is first strike though. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage. Didn't draw anything else that would be useful, so... Alright, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So I'm gonna play this first, then I'm gonna play Flick-O-Wisp. And it's going to exile this guy, so that it comes back as a 1/1, and I'm gonna tap this guy so I can actually attack this turn with Solemn Simulacrum, because I don't really plan on blocking. The first strike is, so yeah. And I have another 2/2 here. He may as well block with Doom Traveler, that would be an excellent ID for him. Yep, alright, so that I can't attack with Flick-O-Wisp, because he has a 1/1 flyer. But to be honest, I don't really expect to win the race with Flick-O-Wisp anyways, so... And he has more flyers now, so it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, I don't really expect to win the race with Flick-O-Wisp anytime soon, because I need to just survive longer, so that's why I was okay with making the trade anyways. I don't really want to make any trades with these, so I'm just gonna pass up the chance to block here, and hopefully draw something good. Light from Within is useful for my Flick-O-Wisp, definitely. Making Flick-O-Wisp a lot bigger. Alright. I think we just passed the turn again. Yep. We passed the turn, so now I've got a 5/3 Flick-O-Wisp, and it's a lot more useful. Thanks to the chroma on Light from Within. Restoration Angel would be bad. If I do this I lose both, but I draw a card off this guy and at least deal with that dude. Sort of have to deal with it at some point. If I could have just double blocked with these, I would have been much happier. So there's no going around that. I can't just take 6 damage or chump block. So let's draw a card. It's a land. Oof. And the pacifism. Wow. Yeah, the pacifism would have been more useful had he still had the Geist Honored Monk. Like I block here, I take 5 damage. I think I just gotta pacify the champion of the parish here, because I can't really take much more damage than this. And I kind of need to draw something that gains me life, or a flyer, or something to ward off those spirits from killing me in 3 turns. Of course he draws another champion of the parish. Now I am happy to have pacified that one though. So at least there's that. This is no good. This is not good. This is not going well. I need to stop drawing lands and start drawing some other stuff. Alright, Flicker Wisp is good. He's been replaced by what? Why? What is going on with this? Well, it's an interesting game, so I'm gonna play it out. Jeez, seriously, everybody quits. Everybody quits! Alright, so Flicker Wisp, I can either kill one of his spirits, because it won't come back since it's not actually a card. Target the Flicker Wisp itself, so that this guy can tap 2 dudes, but that wouldn't do much because I'm not really into attacking right now. So yeah, just gonna get rid of one of these spirits, and we're gonna tap this dude. It doesn't matter because it's gonna be untapped on his turn. So at least we have a flyer to keep the spirits off me now. And I guess maybe we can attack. The block here I take 2, 3. If this guy becomes huge, I block here, I take 4. Yeah. I guess I can attack. It would only really matter if he plays like the 5-cost thing that makes him drop 5 dudes on the table and make his guy a 7/7 or a 6/6, in which case I would have liked to have been able to double block it, but alright, so that's not good either. At least it draws me, at least it gets rid of a land out of my library, so my draws will hopefully be a little bit more live, but now I'm taking so much damage all of a sudden that I'm in big trouble, because I'm at 1. And I drew a land, and that is the end of it for me. Come on, deck. Why can't I win with this deck? What is going on? And I don't even get to kill his champion. I don't know, guys. Maybe I need to change the way I approach his deck and build it a little bit differently. I have no idea, but these games haven't been going well. Maybe the deck is just not that powerful. It does only have 3 removal spells, and that's not too good. Maybe, I mean, I haven't really seen these lone missionaries do a great amount of work, so maybe I just throw these out. I mean, these guys would at least do something, and I haven't really seen this guy do much for me either, Court Street Denizens, so let's throw him out for now and add something else. It's only until end of turn. No, the problem is surviving, not attacking. Although I'm so busy surviving, I never really get a chance to attack. Yeah. Maybe Show of Valor wouldn't be bad. Yeah, maybe that would be exactly what I need, just to be able to deal with some of the bigger creatures. Since I don't have a lot of removal, that seems good. Alright. Now I'm running a lot of 4-drops. Maybe I get rid of one of these Light from Withins. Alright. Maybe I'll try this next. Let's try this next. I'll actually do another video with this deck, trying to do a little bit better with this, because wow, this hasn't been good. Well, I hope you enjoyed it anyways. My name's been Nemo. My name will still be Nemo in the next video, where I hope to do a little bit better with Bounce and Boon.